Hey guys, welcome back to more NCIS. We're on episode 9 of season 3. It's going pretty well so far. I'm still getting used to our, in effect, new team. We've got everyone we've always had, but of course Ziva is new, our director is new. Anyway, enough of me talking. Let's dive into episode 9. Oh.
Hey, not supposed to be lighting fires out here.
Oh.
It's against base rules. Let's go, kids. Last one out has to douse the fire.
There would be the leg. Oh. That's a mugshot. What?
Yeah, baby.
Frame it.
Come on. Oh.
I'm trying to concentrate.
That makes two of us then, doesn't it, Ziba?
JudgeMyTush.com.
Hey! A little privacy here, Proby.
I give it a 4.
You kidding? 4?
Out of 5, I think that's good.
Come on.
No, I will not get involved with this any further.
You
This used to
started
always
it.
just be
Give
around
it a
the
little-
corner. No.
Give it a little something.
No.
Come on.
No.
What do you think?
Fine.
Go on.
A 2.
2. 2?
And number 2 is what?
Think anything?
Yeah, I'm always a little fuzzy on 2.
Going to Quantico.
Oh, it's a Quantico. Okay.
Ducky, where's Jimmy?
Having root canal.
Ouch.
Allow me.
Toda.
Hello, Davar.
Ah.
Oh, let me give you a hand.
No. It's lovely that chivalry is not dead, Doc. I believe I can manage.
He's
Push
Oh,
here until I
Ducky.
moved one to here.
Forever the gentleman.
The teenagers.
Said they never noticed the legs.
Ziva, bag and tag. McGee, samples.
It's very strange. The marbling on the skin indicates advanced decomposition, but the complete lack of insect activity on the moist area of the open thigh
It's fresh.
indicates the cessation of decay. It's in pristine condition.
It is.
Apparently untouched by air, water, soil, or insects.
It's been placed there.
One who kills, cuts, and keeps.
If you put a body part on ice to stop any more decay or insects or anything and then place it here afterwards, medical doctors like Ducky know that, don't they? They see like ice crystals and everything, even if it's completely thawed. I think I'm right with that. So how has it been here for this long and not a single insect gone near it? That's weird.
I've learned that trash indigenous to an area is not worth collecting.
What if because I did not bag and tag this trash,
You
I
missed
happened to
something.
miss this? The finger of a rubber glove. I think we're almost done here, Gibbs.
No, I don't think so. I want every paper, projectile, stomped on leaf within a 10-foot radius of both legs. What do we know about our Jane Doe?
She was young. Look at the femur. Here, our victim was between 19 and 21.
ID?
Without a toe print database, I'm afraid we'll just have to rely on good
I
old
assume we don't have those. Why would you?
blood. I'd say the assailants. It's on its way up to Abby's mass spectrometer. Blood no longer pulsed through her veins when, what I would guess was a surgical saw, severed her thighs from her torso. Take a look at this.
Skin's been removed.
Yes, a meticulously cut circle.
Uh-oh, that's not trophy, is it?
Keepsake. Like all sex killers after Bundy.
Yes, after Theodore Bundy was identified and caught by his crooked lower teeth, sadistic biters have been forced to excise their evidence from the underlying damaged tissue.
You could get me a bite mark?
I could try.
See, what is your serial killer meant to do today? They're just getting too smart, too clever, and too able to have the ability to be able to pull stuff, even when you think you've removed the evidence. The further along forensics goes, it fascinates me because the more they learn, the more criminals, serial killers, murderers, whatever, those that aren't spur of the moment kill, those that are actively predators, have to move with it. And it's getting ever more increasingly difficult. I mean, it's very, very difficult to get away with a murder today as it is, not like it was back in the 60s or the 70s. So, do we have less of them? Or are they just more meticulous? as much as the forensic side is as meticulous. Who knows?
What do you prefer? Possible prints, sticky stuff, or name that
Here's
blood?
the only addition to this that I don't like.
So,
Name the sticky stuff for 100, Chip.
We are calculating our Jane Doe's probable height and
Yeah.
weight.
Why didn't you ask me?
Tony, these are complex equations we're dealing with.
What, 5'8"? So she's like 125, 126 pounds.
Watch him be right.
Okay, 111.186 for adipose, density of musculature.
At 61.53.
Converting to imperial, and we're done.
25 pounds.
125 and a half
Hold on
pounds.
a second.
Spawn. The man knows his women. What can I say?
You're grumbling.
Yeah, well, I know. I can't read Ziva's writing.
It looks perfectly clear to me. Evidence is fun. Fun? You know fun. You're a tough case, Chip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
know.
are.
I found a smudge print on the tip of the glove finger and clarified it into a parcel print. Happy birthday.
I was just going to say, oh dear, we have a bit of a problem.
I must have ripped a glove.
Yeah.
Scene, boss.
There's no way Tony's murdered her. Come on.
When was the last time you worked a crime scene at Quantico?
Napolitano case, boss.
This doesn't
The
look good.
computer only found 3 points from your fingerprint to the sample. Most prosecutors want 11. I'm gonna redo this by hand.
Come on, there's no way.
It matches Tony.
Put a rush on those blood samples.
I did, but it's a
Could have
16-hour
been
turn.
planted.
Make it 12. When's the
Somebody's
last
got
time
something.
you were at the dentist?
Maybe he's got something against Tony.
X-rays. You're not known for your bedside manner, are you there, Doc?
You're just upset that I didn't have peppermint.
Don't worry, Tony. The chances of even one of your teeth matching are like 100,000 to 1.
Oh crap, it's a perfect match. Oh shit! What the hell is going on?
Jethro, I know DiNozzo didn't.
Okay, I can believe that somebody maliciously is trying to set Tony up, and that the glove and the fingerprint, the average person could do that. Who the hell will be capable of being able to plan a perfect match of a bite mark into one of the legs coming from Tony's mouth? Okay, this is going to be interesting because we've never had this before, where there's so much evidence stacking up against one of our team that all perfectly matches.
It could ruin the agency. You have a responsibility to your man. I know that. But I have a responsibility to the
You're going to
entire
bring an outside
agency.
team in.
Jen.
Forgetting the time I stepped in it and you covered my ass until I could get out of it, but that was alone, undercover, and in the field. I am suspending you from investigating this further, and I am turning it over to the FBI.
There we go.
I'll see that Fornell runs the investigation. I always could read your mind.
Yeah, stop showing me flashbacks of this because it's always the same.
Not always.
Oh.
Jen.
When are we going to get more of that?
I checked missing persons for Maryland, Virginia, and D.C. There were a few similar descriptions. Their DNA is headed over now.
DiNozzo,
Yeah, boss.
what are you doing?
Somebody's setting me up.
Two
Yeah.
surgically removed legs dumped into a training area?
Trying to think of arrestees with grudges.
Wouldn't they all have grudges?
You see my dilemma.
Mike Macaluso.
It's a mafia boss
Somebody who's
DiNozzo
capable.
busted in Baltimore.
What about that forensics tweet that you got fired?
I didn't arrest him, Abby.
Yeah, but you really pissed him off.
Free when he contaminated some blood samples, Tony reported him.
Good old George Stewart.
You know, maybe you should expand the list. What about the woman that posted your picture on the Herpes Alert website?
Lieutenant Pam Kim.
She so went fatal attraction on you.
Okay,
Another
there's a
girl?
long list.
No, she threatened to cut off
Seems
his-
like-
when Tony put her husband away for murdering his first wife.
Monica.
Well, I always break up with them when I find out they're married. Ziba.
But I think that's enough.
The personality.
Look, let's just say at this point that both professionally and personally, there could be a very large list of people. A lot of them personally would be women who may have a grudge against Tony to be able to set him up for this, but I wouldn't have the first clue as to how to go about being able to plan somebody's dental match onto something like a leg to be able to have them investigated. I don't know how you would do that.
This is Special Agent Sachs.
No, it's going to go very serious.
He's being framed.
An interrogation.
I've been in myself, Jethro.
But I want to be kept in the loop.
Oh, no, I'm hurt. You saying you don't trust me?
Whoever set this up, Tobias, is a pro. Tony.
See, I like Fornell.
Nell's gonna question you.
He's more pliable. I mean, yeah, they're right. If this one's go right now, Tony would be in an orange jumpsuit.
We covered on evidence.
Hard drive, cell phone.
I'll make duplicates of all
Have
this.
Ducky do the same.
What can I do?
Help Abby, help McGee, help Ducky.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
You
think you were framed?
Now we're getting somewhere.
And who do you think it was who framed you?
Well, if we knew that, we wouldn't be sat here, would we?
Any one of 100 people? Do you realize the kind of trouble you're in here, DiNozzo?
Oh, believe me, I do.
You've never worked with NCIS before, have you, Agent Sir?
Clearly
Federal
not.
agents suspected of crimes don't get special treatment in my book.
It's getting late. We should collect the evidence.
Bite marks don't lie, and this guy can't stop.
Now think about it.
Weirdly enough, I think all of this is him putting a front on. He's actually worried. What exactly are you drumming?
U.S. Attorney's going to see this as a heinous crime, Jethro.
It is a heinous crime, Fornell. Tony didn't do it.
Without an alibi. I'd be remiss if we didn't detain him. People are going to think we're orchestrating a cover-up.
Finally, how'd I do?
Fine.
Not good.
Fine. I thought I was Oscar material.
Fornell's not going to book you.
Uh-huh.
But he is going to take you into custody until we figure out a few things.
Do you want this to look like they're covering it up, or they're actually figuring out to prove that you're innocent?
I must have screwed up, Gibbs.
But Gibbs is right. It's a pro. This has got to be a pro.
Screw up, Abs.
But now I have all this evidence. Forensics. The thing that I love. Some's gotta give. I mean, either the forensics are wrong, it's bad forensics, or we have to save him, Gibbs. Because if this goes to court, with his fingerprint and his bite mark on the leg, Tony's gonna go to prison for the rest of his life.
Yeah, I can understand Abby's reluctance here and fear that it may be her that puts the nail in his coffin. All systems, be it evidence, be it a safe, be it an alarm system, be it a computer or a server, whatever it may be, it can be circumvented. If it's been created by man, there's a back door. There's a way to circumvent it. There's a way to manipulate evidence to the contrary, to make it look as though you've got exactly what you're supposed to have, but it takes a certain level of intelligence to be able to know exactly every single procedure that you would run and what would be more than sufficient in a courtroom to just, you're going away. So I think they can eliminate probably 80 to 90% of the list that maybe Tony has come up with here. And it could even not be anyone on the list whatsoever. It could be something that no one has even thought about. But how we're meant to get from here to there, right now, we've got bugger all.
Pepperoni, sausage, extra cheese, right? Save that for later. You know, I've been thinking, I'm a federal prosecutor's dream.
Yeah,
You do tend to date a lot, don't you, Mr. DiNozzo?
Yeah.
I like how they've
I
done
do
that.
tend to date a lot, but where does it say that dating, a new girl every week is a crime? No, it's not. Commitment issues? Really? So
I like how they've
you're
done
saying
this.
my intimacy issues stem from my mother? Well, I guess it might explain why you objectify women. While you're being so forthright and insightful, Mr. DiNozzo, why did you sink your teeth into the victim's leg? And I'm immature? And I like control!
You know
You
something.
have no alibi. It's interesting. What about means? Latex glove? Scalpel? Could have gotten these things from work.
The actor himself is very, very good. That's not what I want to focus on. However, he's playing the role as the prosecutor here, talking to himself. But as the defense, you are a forensic. No, you're not a forensic expert, but you are an agent and you know exactly, just like any cop, how to be able to get away with something. Why would you purposely leave that kind of evidence around to sink yourself? From the fingerprint to the dental records, you know full well how good both Abby and Ducky are at their job, you would be incredibly naive and stupid to think that you could hide it from them.
Seems a little sloppy for a federal agent who investigates
Doesn't it?
crime scenes. But, you know, those are the breaks when you're a homicidal maniac.
He doesn't get enough credit, I don't think, this actor, for his role in this. Yeah.
Thank you, boss.
Chin up. Stay positive.
Wife, house, kids.
Oh,
Fought the firing in
everything.
court and he won, but by then no one would hire him. Disappeared 2 years ago. George Stewart versus Baltimore PD was sealed.
Undisappear him.
Surgical nurse fully capable of slicing off a woman's legs.
He's gone off the reservation.
Tony on the Jeremy Davison serial rapist case. Virginia returned 2 weeks ago from a tour in Iraq.
Boss, that's the guy that she was engaged to when she met Tony.
Get her in here.
Well, I was thinking she's on her honeymoon.
You know,
Yeah.
So,
Ever been on a
she's
honeymoon?
pretty.
Yep.
You found them.
Flagrante delicto.
That's.
Roman slang for what Tony calls bada bing, bada boom.
Is your husband the same guy you dumped for Tony DiNozzo last year?
Look, I had a fling with Tony, and I regret every last minute of it. I got a little emotional.
Yeah, gathered.
A little emotional was egging his car. Putting him on the herpes website was...
Bitchy.
What does a woman accomplish by cracking eggs on a man's car?
A lot of guys really care about their cars.
In Israel, we just shoot men who aren't true.
I've been on tour in Iraq for the last 8 months.
It's not my question.
I'm not
checked in
feeling
with
her
my
at
command
all.
10 days ago before I took leave to get married. Look, if someone brown bagged Tony's door or torched his car, it wasn't me.
Does your husband know about Tony?
Of course he
Far
knows.
more
But
serious than that, she doesn't even know.
Scott's a lawyer. If he has a problem with someone, he sues them, not... Tony wasn't murdered, was he?
No.
Then what is this about?
It's to do with murder.
You can return to your honeymoon.
Yeah, I
if
think you
need
can, because there is no way to...
We'll be at the Greenbrier for another week.
It's the fiber had a coating from a 2004 Mustang.
Tony's Mustang is a 66.
It couldn't have been his car.
We have to get a
Okay,
fiber from Tony's
I'm
car
starting to
before
like
it
it.
gets towed.
Abby.
That's the first real positive thing I've felt from him.
No sailors here.
Any Jane Does?
Always got a couple of them.
How do you know if they're Jane Does?
Look, what the hell do you two want? Got a warrant?
No. Do we need one? Tony DiNozzo?
What'd that bastard say about me now? I was exonerated.
Put the knife down.
Fourth Circuit Court.
Jesus.
Pemberton Medical Analysis. Just a quick look around. A few questions. Then I'm fired and my life is trashed.
We'll be back.
The carpet fibers match. Tony must have redone his carpeting. Never have a negative thought when you're on a roll.
Blood on the severed leg. DNA came back with a match.
It matched DiNozzo.
Oh man, what are we gonna do here? We're almost at the end of this episode. Are we gonna...
Not my fault. Someone's using forensics to frame Tony, and I'm letting them get away with it.
You'll find something.
How? What's getting bony?
Boney? So I'll have you know that Ziva rated it a 4 out of 5, okay?
Bone marrow. There's a national database for bone marrow donors. Jane Doe
Found her.
is Carla Johnson.
I'd fire whatever lab you're using at NCIS, Agent Gibbs. I assure you, they're real, and they're mine. I volunteer for bone marrow, organs, blood. I believe in sharing my good health, at least until I'm dead.
We got
So
the
how does
DNA
if somebody
match
else
from
end
the
up with your
bone
bone
marrow
marrow?
database.
This doesn't make sense.
I did give blood to an accident victim a couple of weeks ago. No, her chest was crushed.
Where is her body now?
Either at our morgues or the States. Jane Doe was transferred to the Virginia County Coroner's
Convenient, it's another Jane Doe.
Framing an NCIS agent for murder and really, really, really pissing him off. I strongly recommend you do what he says.
It's gotta be this guy.
This explains why Jane Doe's legs were in pristine condition.
I said, did I not say
you?
frozen?
No. I don't know, but if you're gonna talk to me, please get a breath mint first.
Right, okay. I mentioned right at the beginning of the episode, when the doc was a little bemused at the fact as to how pristine that the legs were in, could they possibly have been frozen, like in a morgue or a freezer? And then I said, well, no, probably not, because even maybe not out in the field, but by the time the doc gets their legs back to the morgue, and he does what he does and examines them, that he would know that there'd been some crystallization from it being frozen at some point. I don't know whether that's right and I'm wrong, or it's just been overlooked to fit this case, to keep it going through to the end of the episode, to know that these legs initially came from somewhere frozen and you could have focused on that to be able to narrow it down to this guy quicker. I don't know. I don't know whether what I was suggesting is feasible from a forensics point or not. I'm sure I've heard it in other shows that is possible. They know when it's been frozen. I don't know.
Abby matched the legs that you severed.
I didn't sever any legs.
Sorry, it was a slip of the tongue. DNA matched to a Carla Johnson, who, you are not going to believe this.
I'll believe it if it gets me out of here.
She's alive.
With no legs?
No, she's got legs.
You're not making sense.
Prison changes a man.
Okay, we're still in here. I wondered why we cut away.
He's doing it to me again.
Do you have the right
That bastard did
No, he's not doing it to you again.
But I am so happy to see you, Fornell.
That makes one of us to not so.
Never even got to do my cool hand Luke impersonation either. What we got here is a failure to communicate. Only the greatest chain gang movie of all time. Strother Martin is a captain.
They're throwing a little welcome back party for Agent Zenozo upstairs.
Go, Tip. I'm not finished here.
Why not?
Because I refuse to believe that some alcoholic ME's assistant beat me at my own game.
No, don't thank me. It was all Abby.
The poor girl hasn't slept since this entire affair
No, you
began.
owe Abby a big
She's
favour.
probably passed on by now.
I got the court records from Stewart's case against Baltimore unsealed.
You're a little late, Jen.
That you might want to warn the person who actually made the mistake that got Stewart fired.
Hello?
Looks like we lost our connection, Abby.
You.
What the fuck?
You worked at Pemberton Medical Analysis.
Until I got fired.
You took this job just to set up Tony.
Oh my god! No. 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 I'm trying to work all of that out in my head. How in the hell has he managed to do that? You know what? We'll just watch the end of the episode. We'll talk about it at the end because we're close to the end. But I am in disbelief and gobsmacked. What the fuck? This is how he got hold of all of Tony's DNA. Oh my god. He's a nut job.
I thought a fair trade would be taking down those two idiots who got me fired, but you couldn't leave well enough alone, could you? Could you?
Oh my god, Abby's in trouble, guys. No one knows. Why would they? Okay, he does now. He does now. Move, move, move. There he is.
Abby.
They've got the fucking photographs. Oh god, don't tell me he's done anything. She's... I don't believe this. Her face.
Now can I work alone?
Yes, you can. Oh my god! Okay, that was just fucking stupendous. When I'm editing this, I may have to cut a good portion out of me just sat here, just staring into space with my mouth open. Because they played such a damn long game with that to arrive at this point. I couldn't possibly have seen that coming. How could I? See, you guys are telling me that the further in we get with this show, just it keeps getting better and better, and you guys are not wrong. That almost felt Breaking Bad like, where they set something up at the beginning of a season and you have no clue, frame or reference as to why you're seeing or witnessing what you're seeing. And they make all a load of sequence of events where it can drag on for a whole season almost, and you arrive at an end point where it all fits and all the pieces just fall into place. Because this guy came along at the moment, more or less, that we ended up with a new director, and it was her idea to bring Ziva in, and because Abby was complaining that she didn't have enough work hours and that she was always stressed and she was always overworked, but she didn't mean to bring in an assistant, but that's what she gave her. Why would I even focus even remotely on the fact that the person that's been brought in is somebody who's clandestinely trying to unravel Tony's life? And he's took his time. He's been patient. He's collated everything that he needed, from fingerprints to a dental mold to the fibers from his car. It's not all been done immediately. It's all been done over a period of time. I cannot believe that, all because he's pissed that he lost his job, that Tony's ruined his life too. Oh my God. I said for quite a few episodes now, there's something weird. There's something off about this guy. And I just thought it was his character that they were just throwing somebody in purposely for the viewer to not really gel with and get along with, because everybody else in this show, to an extent, are all very likeable characters. You know, even our new director, and, you know, just even if you're not a fan of her, there's no reason for you to hate them. There's no one in this show where you're like, they're in there to just wind up and piss the viewer off and to make you question and shout at the screen, because you know they've put them there to annoy you and to make you want to lose it and to comment on it and to just question why this person is part of it. And there was something that felt off about him. And that's what was off about him the whole time. It was nothing to do with just his makeup and his character and the fact that he was unlikable. It's because he was a freaking certifiable nutcase. That was just... That's... The episode itself isn't necessarily one of my favourite episodes and top notch, but the way in which the storyline has been worked into an end game here that's put more or less Tony on trial and had Abby question her love of forensics and bring this guy to the point where it's revealed here. That's what makes this such a good episode. They knew they were leading to this point. Wow. And we get rid of him because I can't stand him. Now I know why I can't stand him. Guys, that was just so good. Please post your comments down below. Let me know what you thought when you first saw this episode and that got revealed. Because who the hell knew there was anything in the background stewing nicely like a little stew on a stove? Just simmering away in the background that none of us were aware of until we got to an episode where suddenly it's looking like Tony has been completely set up for a really horrible crime and murder, and we have no idea why we're not able to exonerate him. They knew what they were doing. The writers knew what they were doing with this. That was good. I really enjoyed that. And it's only the first episode of the 2 for the week. So I'll be back with another one very shortly, which I'm now going to go watch right now. Well, after maybe a cup of coffee. So until then, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I would really appreciate it if you would give the video a like and a subscribe if you haven't already, guys. And a quick plug for the Patreon. If you want to check the link in the description and you want to watch full-length episodes, they're all available over there. And we're a good significant 10, 12 episodes in front if you can't get enough. All right, then. See you for episode 10 next. I'm still in shock. I can't believe that. I need to just process that for 5 minutes before I go watch the next one. See you later.